When it comes to education, it's not just black and white with this morning's guest, it's gray. Meet him, coming up next on All American People. Good morning. Welcome to All American People. This morning we're at the Campground of the Year, as voted on by All American Cities, Ocean Lakes Family Campground. We're focused on the South Carolina Technical College system, and we're visiting with one of its board members, Dan Gray. Good morning, Dan.
Morning, Greg. Always a pleasure to be with you.
Thanks so much for coming in early on a Thursday morning, the opportunity to get into this beautiful facility. Have you visited the Ocean Lakes Golf Car Sales and Rentals facility before?
I've been to Ocean Lakes, what's now Ocean Lakes Campground, many times, yes. First time to this facility.
Yeah, it is tremendous, and
yes,
the place goes on and on. Lance Thompson was with us on Monday to help kick off the week, and tomorrow we're wrapping up with their chaplain, Reverend Kirk Lawton, here at Ocean Lakes Family Campground, who I believe is
He's my former pastor.
Your former pastor.
And a good friend still.
And a good friend, absolutely. I got to admit, on air, you're part of the reason we're visiting with him tomorrow, because you recommended him as someone that viewers need to get to know if they don't already know him.
Yeah.
You've been around a while, Dan, here in the Myrtle Beach area.
70 years in July.
Is that right?
Yes.
It just does that? Am I correct? You were actually born here in the area.
Born here in 1941. My mother was born here in 1916, and her mother was born here in 1894 before it was even named Myrtle Beach.
I was about to say, was it even Myrtle Beach then?
No, of course not.
That is incredible, Dan. Yeah. That is incredible. You shared with us before we started filming this morning, one of the guests who was with us yesterday, Nancy Henry, of Christian Academy of Myrtle Beach, is currently housed at First Baptist Church.
Yes.
I think you said you know that neighborhood pretty well.
Yes, in fact, where the Christian Academy building is the Family Life Center of First Baptist Church. That was my backyard in my growing up years, and I grew up in a house that still exists right beside the Christian Academy. It was, they call it the Gray House.
The Gray House.
And I grew up beside the parsonage and across the street from the sanctuary, and I know a lot about the location where Christian Academy is.
You know a lot about services on Sunday mornings, Sunday evenings, probably Wednesdays.
Yes.
That it would probably be difficult not to have grown up as a Baptist or become a Baptist as an adult with that environment.
Well, we are now and have been for a long time members of Ocean View Baptist.
Right.
In fact, we supplied the steel, that structural steel that forms the main sanctuary there. But we were also members of First Baptist Church, and that, as I say, that was my growing up church. I look on both of those churches as being very important to my legacy and heritage and who I am.
Yeah, Stan, you said we supplied the steel. What do you mean we supplied the steel?
Well, our family had a company called Graco Steel Corporation. My dad started a company after World War II. It was called Gray Welding, then Gray Welding and Machine, and then as we got into structural steel, we became Graco Steel Corporation, and we actually supplied steel for the sanctuary building at First Baptist and at Ocean View.
Really?
Yes.
And probably more than just those two churches up and down the street.
Oh yes, we've done many churches and schools and hospitals, jails, prisons, manufacturing plants. I was in that business for 30 years, and before me, my dad was in the business for about the same length of time.
Wow, Dan. Son of a gun. I don't think I knew you'd been, I knew you had an involvement there, but that it had been a family business. Is Graco still operating?
We closed it as an operating company, and the detention equipment portion was taken over by a longtime friend, and that part of the business still exists. Graco Detention Equipment's in Augusta, Georgia now. But as far as steel fabrication goes, we closed that in '91.
Okay.
But we operated for a long time, basically from 1945 to '91.
That must be exciting, Dan, to pass locations like Ocean View Baptist Church or First Baptist Church or other churches and schools, and to know that it just wouldn't be there without you and many others who helped make that happen. That must be very exciting.
Yes, I take a lot of pride in all the buildings where the roofs haven't fallen down yet, or the floors haven't come down.
I don't even want to ask if you passed anywhere they had. I'm sure if you were involved, not a one. Not a one.
We were always careful in our design work.
That's exciting, Dan. Had you, growing up in that, did that set the stage? I mean, did you yearn to finish school, to finish college, to then get into that business? Had you always thought I'd be in the family business, or was that your father's only family business?
Well, a large part of me wanted to do that, and there was another aspect of me went another direction. But I'm always proud to say that I was certified to weld bridges in Ohio when I was 16.
Oh, come on.
Yes. We didn't have technical colleges when I was a teenager, and my dad wanted me to be sure and have a trade to fall back on just in case. So I went to Hobart Brothers Trade School in Troy, Ohio. It's about 20 miles from Dayton. And I spent the summer that I turned 16 there. And I was encouraged to take a welding test for the Ohio Highway Department, and I passed it. Of course, I was too young to actually work on a gang, and never did. But that background was instrumental in my growing up and eventually getting into the steel fabrication business.
If you had been of age, you could have easily been doing that. Could have.
I was qualified to weld bridges in Ohio. Had a card. I was very proud of it.
I bet we heard about you in a card this morning, and of course that ties into something we want to talk about in a minute. Of course, the excitement there. Did you have brothers and sisters growing up? Any of whom got active in the family business, or?
My brother Bob, and he and I were in business together for 13 years, and then he moved over to another family business called Sunco Pool Company.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then I have a sister, and she and her husband have a company in the Greenville area, which was a family company. They specialize in swimming pools.
Also.
And then my sister had a company, she's passed away, but she had a company called Genco, which is now carried on, and they are in
they're on 501.
Yes, cleaning
sure.
supplies. Yeah, and I have another sister who has been a long-time employee with Michelin in the Greenville area.
Really? So everyone stayed in the Palmetto State.
Yes.
Everyone got involved in industries that really require some hands-on involvement.
Yes.
That is tremendous. Is it just it was the five of y'all?
Five, yeah.
That's, I say just, that's a pretty good-sized family there,
Dan. That was a good-sized family, especially today.
Yes.
A lot of nieces and nephews and cousins.
And many of them obviously probably still here in the Palmetto State, even right here in the immediate area.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You know, we had as I mentioned, Nancy Henry's with us yesterday, who's the administrator of Christian Academy. She shared with us yesterday when we told her we were going to have you today that one of your sons, I believe, is also as a principal of a school, albeit a public school, but one that they do a lot with. Your children even have stayed here in the area.
Yeah, Roger, my middle son, is Roger Gray, is principal of Myrtle Beach Middle School, and has been for a number of years. And I hear a lot of good compliments from parents and students about the work that he does there. And they work very closely with the Christian Academy and the other educational institutions in the area.
Education is thoroughly in your blood. You have other children here in the area?
Yes.
Yeah.
My son Wayne, of course, is the city exec for Tidelands Bank.
Right. Yes.
And serves on city council.
Oh yeah.
And I have a son who is a clubhouse manager at River Oaks Golf Plantation.
Great.
And a daughter who is an office manager there. Which is River Oaks Golf Plantation is a great golf course.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen it over there.
I encourage everybody to play it.
Sure, near the waterway. If viewers haven't visited, if our viewers are in the PD in southeast North Carolina, if they're coming down 501 before they get to the waterway.
Yeah, we're right behind Bob Evans Restaurant on River Oaks Drive.
Great. Is that open to the public or is it a private?
Oh yeah, it's a daily fee course.
Great.
We have members, but like most courses in this area, it's a daily fee or a public course.
That's tremendous.
Thank you for the plug, Ray.
Yeah, no, it's good to plug it. We're here to talk about education. Obviously, education runs in the Gray blood. It sounds like you shared before we started filming, I believe, that your father had gotten active in technical education early on.
Yes. Well, actually, my dad, when I was in high school, was on the Myrtle Beach area school advisory board, and he served in that capacity. And then later on, he was asked to be the first chairman of the local Horry Georgetown Technical College board. and
Right.
was instrumental, along with others, in funding and financing and building what's now Horry Georgetown Technical College.
That is tremendous. Golly. And of course, early years, back in, I believe, '66 when they were founded, they even pulled Marion in, which is now, I believe, tied into Florence Darlington.
Yeah.
It associates more with Florence Darlington, but.
We needed Marion in order to get an adequate population base.
Right.
And as soon as it was built, then Marion, you know, that need was no
Right.
longer there, and they're served by Florence Darlington Technical College.
Oh yeah, very definitely. How did you get on the South Carolina Technical College system as a board member, Dan? That's a pretty big deal. I mean, they could choose, essentially, this is by congressional districts, I believe. They could choose anybody
Yeah.
in the 1st Congressional District, and
Yeah.
and you have been on as, who appoints you to that position?
Well, it's appointed upon recommendation of the delegation to the General Assembly in
Okay.
the 1st Congressional District.
Right.
With the governor's approval. But generally speaking, if the recommendation comes forward from the legislative delegation, the governor goes along with that.
Right.
And that was 10 years ago.
Wow.
I've been reappointed since then. And technically I'm from the 1st Congressional District, but there are 12 members on the State Technical College System Board. We
Okay.
don't look on ourselves in a geographic sense.
Good.
We're the oversight body for the 16 technical colleges in the state, and we always deal with statewide issues.
Yes, Dan, there are 16 technical colleges here
Yeah.
in South Carolina. That is
Yeah.
tremendous, yes.
We are the largest higher ed system in the state. At any given time, there are more students, credit students, going to college in one of our technical colleges than all the other colleges in the state put together. We have over 100,000 credit students taking you know, they're called 12 hours or more students.
Right, right.
That's the measurement that's used statewide. We have, as I say, more than half of the students in higher ed in South Carolina are in the state technical college system.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is tremendous.
Yeah.
That is tremendous. What would be the principal differences for viewers who are not familiar, viewers who retired to the area? Most states, I guess they're called community colleges.
Yes.
South Carolina Technical College. What would be the primary differences, let's say, between a technical college and another local university, Francis Marion or Coastal Carolina University, or some of the, share with viewers a little bit about what they'd find at Horry Georgetown Technical College or at Florence Darlington Technical College that they may not find anywhere else?
Well, the educational side of the typical community college, including the community colleges in our state, consists of two areas of focus. One of them would be job training for
Right.
economic development, and the other would be for college work, college level work. And a good many of the college students that are enrolled in our four-year institutions come from the community colleges. It's a
Right.
great way for using the index of affordability and availability.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great way for people to get their four-year college degree through the technical college system, along with the programs that the technical colleges have for people who are seeking to enter the workforce with specific skills and training.
I am fascinated by the number of programs that even in this area, in Horry Georgetown Technical College, has kicked off with area schools, both private and public, on the high school level for students who can really get advanced in their class. Nancy Henry was mentioning yesterday about a number of their upperclassmen there at Christian Academy that are actively taking classes at Horry Georgetown Technical College. It's incredible.
Yes, the Horry County, I say Horry Georgetown Technical College works closely with the Horry County School District and the Georgetown School District and makes college level programs available, subjects available for students. So there's also the early college high school program, which students are given the opportunity to graduate from high school with a two-year equivalency degree at the same time.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That is tremendous, Dan.